Hello, everyone. My name is Danny Yunang. I'm a principal engineer, a data scientist, and an application security architect. Today, I'll be covering the stepping up bot security, and this is the prelude to our bot security program and an introduction to it. The overriding question that we're asking here is, are you paying enough attention to bot security? Studies after studies that we have conducted led us to understand that for the C-level executives, chief information officers, and chief technology officers in particular, security is a top concern when they are making a decision about a technology adoption or technology purchase. And this itself leads us to the real issue that we are resolving here, that insecure bots, when they are deployed in an enterprise, they limit the potential of an RPA platform substantially. How do they do that? An insecure bot increases the deployment risk by making an internally developed or an external developed bot very difficult to deploy due to multiple InfoSec reviews that it has to go through. This itself impacts the RPA platform's expansion potential, as now what one team develops, even though it could be an internal team within a bank or a telecom firm, for example, cannot be readily used by another team in other parts, in the same organization, but other parts of the organization. And last but not the least, what we are looking at is the business continuity effects of insecure bots. That the COVID-19, what it taught us is the business continuity and the RPA's impact, the positive impact it has on an organization's ability to automate critical parts of business continuity, thereby maintaining resiliency, is impacted if an insecure bot happens to be in the organization, and the perception and reality of security and its importance can be clearly understood by recognizing that the insecure bots increase the deployment risk. They create barriers to adoption of any bot that may be developed internally or a third party, as well as they create boundaries to what they could be used in terms of how critical functionality an RPA bot can be utilized. What the solution is the bot security program that we have created, and we are going to introduce the program to you right now. Automation Anywhere security is made of two pillars. One is the RPA security, which is in charge of the platform level security, that is in charge of how our RPA platform is securely put together and the credentials will and other functionalities that enhance security and allow secure operations to exist. And bot security, which is the what we are introducing today, is essentially the second pillar, that is the application level security. It is designed to essentially de-risk your bot development by giving you a standardized system that allows you to A, secure the bot, and B, obtain the perception of security by having the standards behind you in the form of 4 levels of security that we will be covering. This program is designed to make sure that the speed, the time to value is quickly delivered, thereby allowing you to bring your innovations to the marketplace quicker, and support you by creating a comprehensive and advanced cybersecurity standard that is evolving and as a living reality. One of the foundations of this the new security program, the bot security program at the application level, is the secure bot developer training. We created a free security training at the Automation Anywhere University that is designed on the triple issues that you'll be facing when you are creating a bot for your enterprise or for your clients. That is namely the designing, developing, and deploying bots securely. We created this program with the express purpose of giving you the required expertise on security best practices and how to integrate these best practices into your software development lifecycle process. Our goal is to teach you the top threats and mitigation strategies, thereby you are aware of these threats, remove them from a design and development perspective, and what cannot be removed, allow the prevention strategies to mitigate, thereby reaching a security posture that will allow you to serve any enterprise client in any industry, no matter what the security requirements are. The security program itself is made out of 4 levels. The level 1 is the malware scanning, and level 1 is applicable to all bots in the bot store right now. What we are after with level 1 is essentially to prevent any bot from creating an antiviral infection or a malware infection in a client's desktop server or in the storage mechanisms. And that level 1 is the foundation of the security bot security program, and it is right now the every single bot in the bot store is level 1. Level 2 takes advantage of the developer training program that we set up in the Automation Anywhere University, and it builds on top of it by a specialized checklist that we have created that covers the security best practices that, when adopted, are designed to combat against OWASP top 10 and CVE top 25 threats. These are the cybersecurity industry's the core list of main top threats that our bots will be judged against by any infosec team or any security review. And level 2 is ultimately designed to prevent design level problems with the bot that can become very costly to fix later on. Level 3 and level 4 are conducted by our cybersecurity vendor, while level 1 is conducted by Automation Anywhere. Level 2 is essentially a self-attestation that when a developer is submitting a bot to the bot store, they are stating that they have actually passed the developer training, as well as self-attesting to the fact that they have gone through the checklist and their bot adopts this checklist. Level 3 and level 4, in comparison, is conducted by our cybersecurity vendor and cybersecurity vendor partner as Security Innovation. And now I'm going to cover the level 3 and level 4 in a bit of detail. Level 3, what we are doing is threat modeling and the data flow diagram, as well as the static analysis. What do they mean in simple terms is this is essentially the cybersecurity partner looking at the bot design is assessing the threat posture that the bot represents. This threat posture is understanding how secure or insecure the bot is in terms of its functionality, and creates an easy to understand table called the threat model and easy to understand diagram that is the data flow diagram. On top of it, cybersecurity vendor also does what is called as a static security scan, which means the cybersecurity vendor scans the dependencies as well as the submitted binary for any security issues. And the level 3 report is specifically designed to cover all the issues an infosec review, a security review may end up requiring, and it allows the security teams to successfully analyze the bot in the limited amount of time that they have, and is designed to give them the confidence that the key issues that they're looking for is already covered. At the level 4, cybersecurity vendor, Security Innovation, will be conducting penetration scan. Penetration scan is essentially the gold standard of cybersecurity world, and this is in essence our cybersecurity partner will go through some mandatory test cases that we developed, some optional test cases that they developed, and some additional cases that may come from the threat model to essentially hack into the bot or take the bot and make it do things that it should really not do. And this itself is using all the white hat hacking techniques. They analyze the bot and they develop a report of their findings. These findings themselves, if there are any critical or high issues, they will work with the development team to ensure those are eliminated. In other words, level 3 and the level 4 is designed to remove any high or critical issues that may be found either at the static bot analysis design and static analysis level at level 3, or at the penetration testing at level 4. Now, what I would like to do is take a few seconds and show you how a bot looks like in terms of a level 4 secured bot, and what does the report looks like to close the gap between the theory and practice. When we go to a bot that is already secured at level 4, let's say Salesforce must transfer records, for example, at bot store, we can see the results of the level 3 and level 4 by clicking on this level 4 banner. And what we see is the level 3 and level 4 links over here. The level 3 link will look like this, and let's go through this. This is in essence the level 3, and as we mentioned, this goes through a data flow diagram, which is in essence this is covering the core design aspect of the bot, and it is showing how the functionality is actually being used by different actors and different dependencies. You can see different sections of the functionality is delineated here, and this way it's creating two things. One, it's visually depicting what the bot does, and this is very important from cybersecurity perspective to begin with. But over and beyond that, what it does is it also covers the security boundaries, such as the local user client control room boundary, which informs a security professional where are the key transitions that the data is moving through, which is why this is called the data flow diagram. And data flow description is also there to inform a cybersecurity professional as to what are the key data elements that are being extracted and used. Data flow diagram leads into the threat modeling, which is essentially is a mechanism that is using the stride methodology to analyze what are the threats that are identified, what are the assets it's impacting, and as a short description as to what they are. After that, these threats are further analyzed and delineated into the threat model, and the threat model is then taken into a mechanism called threat ranking. This threat ranking is very critical because this threat ranking allows cybersecurity professionals to understand which threat is critical and important to pay attention to, which one is not, but also it shows where in the scope of threats each one of these categories are living at. Level 3, anything that's averaging 7 will not be in that. As you're seeing, 6.8 is the cutoff. Anything that is 7 on this dread, which are high and critical, will not pass level 3. And the level 3 ends with the last part that is essentially the scanning. And this is the scanning of the code and the scanning of the embedded DLLs. And this itself also is designed to demonstrate that the code is scanned at a static level. This covers level 3. As we mentioned, level 3 has a cutoff point. Any high or critical item will not pass level 3. And after level 3, a bot will be eligible for level 4. This bot also has level 4, and there's a penetration testing report. Let's cover this. The penetration testing report starts with a test scope, which essentially describes what some of the assumptions that are coming in. Very critical, again, from cybersecurity perspective. And what we come into is the mandatory test cases. And these mandatory test cases is part of our standard. And the standard itself is covering these mandatory test cases are based on the checklist that the developers are self-attesting to at level 2. So in essence, level 2 attestation, when it is correctly done with the knowledge, is the primary prerequisite for somebody passing level 4. So level 4 is the mandatory test cases, and as you can see, based on threat model, security innovation ended up introducing a few others, and there are also some best practices that we have agreed with them as a list that they will end up utilizing. They've gone through this and they've identified one problem, which is not an uncommon problem. It's unsigned binaries. A lot of even Microsoft's own software is from time to time is found to have unsigned binaries. It's a security issue that in Windows, a lot of cybersecurity professionals, including myself, would prefer to use software that is built on signed binaries, which allows us to find out the origin and the pedigree of the binary that is actually running. And this covers the level 3 and level 4. Let's go back to our presentation. Now let's cover some of the details of the Secure Bot Developer Learning Path. When you go to Automation Anywhere University, when you click on the learning paths, you'll find the Secure Bot Developer right there. And this learning path is designed to take about 2.5 hours of active engagement, and it has three parts. The first part is a secure bot design, which essentially takes you from the foundations of the secure bot design core principles, taking from the cybersecurity core principles, OWASP top 10, CVE top 25, why certain issues are very important, data at rest, data in transit, why encryption is important, and how to achieve that. What are the top threats that you will face from a design perspective, and what are the mechanisms to mitigate them from the design altogether, rather than having to deal with them later on in the development lifecycle. Secure bot development itself is the second piece and the second course within the learning path, and it is designed to impart the knowledge of secure bot development best practices, how to utilize standard libraries, how to pick dependencies, how to use dependencies correctly, how to ensure DLLs are packaged correctly, what are the tools that you can use to ensure that development best practices, secure bot development best practices, are implemented at this level. Secure bot deployment, the last course, is essentially designed to ensure that the bot that we are developing is securely deployed and securely operated. How to package for security, what are the certain aspects that needs to be done, how to use the bot skeleton that we have created correctly and robustly, and how to create paid bots with some of the additional security features that are designed to protect you and your intellectual property. And the learning path itself is designed to lead to the guild. What actually is the guild? The guild itself is created specifically to address the continuing needs of cybersecurity by our partners, clients, and vendor relations. Guild is a living entity that is designed to create a networking opportunity between our cybersecurity experts, global cybersecurity experts, and our partners and clients' development teams. The guild is an invitation only system that the learning path itself is guaranteeing an invitation. Anybody that is successfully finishing the learning path is invited to join the guild, and guild itself is a repository of knowledge. Knowledge bases, blog articles, offline and online events are being created to be able to manage the evolving cybersecurity needs at the application level for our clients, vendors, as well as the partners, is the primary goal. The learning path itself is published several weeks ago, and it is the world's only RPA-related security course. At this point, we have over 100 graduates and over 400 current students are taking the course at this point in time. And as we mentioned, the learning path graduates are invited to join the guild, and the guild is designed to ensure that the knowledge that is attained in the course is not lost and is being built upon by up-to-date knowledge about the changing landscape of cybersecurity in the RPA industry, especially when it leads to the application level RPA security. And when we look at this, why a guild makes sense? A guild is filling a very important space that has not been filled in the security world of the software development lifecycle practice. How do we eliminate the silos between the security professionals and the development professionals so it wouldn't become an inimical progress? How is it possible to share the experience of developers and security experts from different organizations in a safe environment? And of course, how can we advance RPA industry's security best practices and perform the leadership function expected out of automation anywhere? Thank you very much for your time. I'll be looking forward to receiving your questions and answering them.